The disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, an 84-year-old grandmother, has shocked the nation. Since she was last seen on the night of January 31st, her family and law enforcement have been working tirelessly to piece together the puzzle of her sudden and mysterious absence. Nancy, known for her sharp mind and loving nature, was last seen at home in Tucson. She had chronic health conditions, including heart problems that required a pacemaker, and relied on daily medication to manage her pain and heart issues. But after the early morning hours of February 1st, her pacemaker's connection to the monitoring system went dark. This was the first alarming sign that something was terribly wrong. Her disappearance has become an urgent, heart-wrenching race against time, with every moment mattering more than the last. The initial search efforts. By Sunday morning, Nancy's absence was noticed when she failed to show up for her regular church service, something she never missed. Family members grew concerned and quickly made their way to her home, where they discovered the chilling signs of forced entry. Inside, they found traces of blood and signs of a struggle, but no Nancy. The home was soon declared a crime scene, and law enforcement moved quickly, pulling in the FBI to assist in the investigation. Sheriff Chris Nanos confirmed that they believed Nancy had been taken against her will. A team of investigators was soon on the ground conducting searches and following up on any and every lead. But as hours turned into days, the mystery deepened and the family's anxiety mounted. The ransom messages emerge. As the search entered its second day, the case took a sinister turn. Media outlets began receiving strange messages claiming to be from the kidnappers. These messages included ransom demands with specific details about Nancy's life that only someone who had been inside her home would know. The kidnappers reportedly demanded millions in Bitcoin, a modern ransom method that made it harder for authorities to trace. These communications added a terrifying layer to the case. The family, led by Nancy's daughter Savannah, made a public plea for Nancy's safe return. While they were not sure if these ransom demands were genuine, the situation had escalated. It was clear that whoever took Nancy was in control of her fate, and the clock was ticking. The family's heartfelt appeal. With each passing day, the Guthrie family's frustration and worry grew. On February 4th, they posted a raw, emotional video on social media, sharing their pain with the world. In the video, Savannah, Annie, and Cameron spoke directly to their mother's captors, pleading for them to prove that Nancy was still alive. They emphasized their willingness to negotiate not out of fear, but out of a desperate need to bring Nancy home. The video spread quickly across social media, drawing millions of viewers. It wasn't just a cry for help. It was a message of hope and love. The family wanted the kidnappers to know that they were ready to listen, that they were not angry, but filled with love and concern for Nancy's well-being. Increasing tension and the growing deadline. As the days wore on, the situation became increasingly tense. By February 5th, a new set of ransom demands surfaced, this time with a $6 million price tag attached. The authorities continued to treat these communications seriously, but there was no definitive proof that Nancy was still alive. Her health was deteriorating without her necessary medications, and the pressure was mounting. The FBI had already offered a $50,000 reward for information, but the silence from the captors was deafening. Law enforcement worked tirelessly, running down every lead and combing through the rugged terrain of the Catalina foothills. Still, no trace of Nancy had been found, and no clear breakthrough had emerged. Public support and community vigilance. The community rallied behind the Guthrie family in a show of support that spread far beyond Tucson. Vigils were held, and people from across the country joined in the search effort. Strangers shared posts, sent prayers, and raised awareness about Nancy's disappearance. The family's story was covered on national news outlets, bringing even more attention to the case. But despite the overwhelming public support, the reality of the situation was grim. Time was running out, and Nancy's chances of survival without her medication grew slimmer with each passing hour. Still, the family held on to hope. They had no answers, but they refused to give up on Nancy, who had always shown them love and strength throughout her life. The final plea and the climax. By February 7th, day 7 of the search, the Guthrie family posted another emotional video. This time, their message had changed. They had received new communication from the captors, and they were now pleading for Nancy's return. "We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her," they said. This message resonated deeply with the public, and it gave everyone a glimmer of hope that the family might soon be reunited. The video reached millions, and the public's prayers grew louder. It was a desperate, heartfelt plea for mercy, and it highlighted the raw emotions of a family torn apart by an unimaginable tragedy. The deadline for the ransom demand was fast approaching, and the entire nation was on edge, waiting to see what would happen next. The case continues. As of Sunday, February 8th, the search for Nancy Guthrie continued without pause. The community remained on high alert, and law enforcement followed every lead, no matter how small. While there were still no definitive answers, the family's resilience had become a symbol of hope. Whether Nancy would be found alive or not remained uncertain, but the family's unshakable love for her had captured the hearts of millions. The FBI's reward offer remained in place, and the search was ongoing. The reality of the situation was harsh, but as the days passed, one thing was clear. Nancy's family would not rest until they had answers.